In the remote village of Eldoria, shrouded by ancient trees and veiled in mist, the enigmatic obsidian sanctuary loomed ominously against the horizon. Its towering spires seemed to pierce the heavens, while its somber facade cast a pall over the village like a perpetual shadow. Within its foreboding walls, a tragic tale of darkness and despair had taken root, ensnaring the villagers in a web of terror that refused to relent. At the heart of this chilling saga was Sister Lysandra, a luminous presence whose ethereal beauty and unwavering devotion had once drawn the villagers to the sanctuary in droves. Her voice, a soothing melody that echoed through the hallowed halls, had the power to quell even the deepest of sorrows. Yet beneath her serene exterior lay an unsettling secret, one that would set into motion a series of events that would plunge Eldoria into a nightmare from which it could never awaken. As whispers of Sister Lysandra's hidden transgressions began to seep into the consciousness of the villagers, a sense of unease settled over the sanctuary like a shroud. It was said that her sacrosanct vows had been tainted by a forbidden love affair with a mysterious outsider, a transgression that threatened to unravel the very fabric of the village's faith. The once adoring congregation began to question their devotion, their trust eroding like sand slipping through their fingers. Village elders convened a solemn tribunal within the obsidian sanctuary, the air heavy with an oppressive silence. Sister Lysandra, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and defiance, pled her innocence as she faced the stern judgment of her peers. But the evidence against her was damning, and the weight of her supposed sins bore down upon her like an unbreakable chain. The verdict was swift and unforgiving. Sister Lysandra was to be excommunicated from the sanctuary and cast out into the unforgiving wilderness. As the doors of the obsidian sanctuary closed behind her, the chilling wind seemed to carry her anguished cries into the distance, a lament that echoed through the hearts of the villagers who had once held her in reverence. With Sister Lysandra's banishment, the sanctuary's once bustling halls fell into a desolate silence. The air grew thick with an unnatural chill, and a pervasive sense of unease settled over the village like a festering wound. Eldoria's crops withered, livestock grew sickly, and an air of foreboding hung over the village square, causing the once thriving marketplace to become a ghostly tableau. Years later, a group of intrepid explorers arrived in Eldoria, drawn by the rumors of the obsidian sanctuary's sinister legacy. Among them was Amelia, a determined scholar with a thirst for knowledge that bordered on obsession. Armed with journals and an insatiable curiosity, she embarked on a journey to uncover the truth behind the sanctuary's haunting. As night fell, Amelia and her companions ventured into the sanctuary's dimly lit corridors, their lanterns casting long shadows that seemed to dance to an eerie melody. The air grew heavy with an otherworldly energy, and whispers brushed against their ears like ghostly fingers. The group exchanged nervous glances as a sense of unease settled over them, their steps echoing through the cavernous halls. Amelia's heart raced as she entered the heart of the sanctuary, her lantern casting flickering light on the ornate altar that stood before her. The oppressive silence was shattered by a mournful cry, a wail that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Shadows danced at the edges of her vision, and a cold breath brushed against her neck, sending shivers down her spine. With trepidation, Amelia approached the altar, her voice quivering as she began to speak the incantations she had meticulously studied. The air crackled with an otherworldly energy, and the very ground seemed to tremble beneath her feet. A figure materialized before her, veiled in darkness, its form shifting and flickering like a candle flame caught in a gust of wind. The figure's eyes glowed with an unsettling light as it extended a spectral hand toward Amelia. The air grew frigid, and a sense of suffocating dread settled over her like a heavy blanket. Her vision blurred, her thoughts became muddled, and a chilling realization washed over her. The spirit before her was none other than Sister Lysandra herself, consumed by a malevolent force that hungered for revenge. With a blood-curdling scream, Amelia's consciousness faded, her body collapsing to the cold stone floor. Her companions rushed to her side, their frantic voices echoing through the sanctuary as they attempted to revive her. But it was too late. Amelia's lifeless eyes stared into the abyss, a silent testament to the insidious power that had claimed her. And so, the obsidian sanctuary stood as a grim sentinel over the cursed village of Eldoria, its walls bearing witness to a tale of tragedy and despair. The once thriving community had been swallowed by the malevolent force that had taken root within its sacred walls, its legacy forever tainted by the darkness that had consumed Sister Lysandra and all who dared to tread in her footsteps.